Everybody, 30 minutes until the Kings and the Warriors play game 6. Will it be the final game of the season for the Kings? So glad that you're with us here on the pregame show. Grant and Ryan at 34 Mexican Cantina on 11th and 0. Here we go, Ryan. There is no more tomorrow for the Kings. 48 minutes, maybe more. It's going to have to be an A-plus game to beat the Warriors in this contest.
It is going to have to be an A-plus game, Grant, but I expect them to come out and play hard and play without pressure. I feel like Game 5 was the game with a lot of pressure.
They did have a lot of pressure, and they lost. And now you have a monumental task going against the defending world champs who have been here before, know how to close out an opponent, and you still have a point guard in De'Aaron Fox who, let's face it, there's no way he can be 100%, although he looked outstanding in the first half for Game 5.
Right.
But he's going to need help. I mean, whether it's Herter, who's been terrible, Harrison Barnes was invisible in the first half. Keegan Murray was excellent in the first quarter, disappeared in quarters 2, 3, and 4. Sabonis has been up and down. You can't have that in this game.
No, you can't, Grant. And this is going to be a break the glass game. You use everything that you have got in your tool chest to try to beat this team tonight. Mike Brown's got to be very careful about using his timeouts. And when I say that, he needs to get back to quick timeouts because this is not a game that the Kings can allow to get away from them at any point.
All right. Hello to everyone joining us on the stream. We are very grateful that you are with us. We've got Cambodia checking in. Hello in Southeast Asia. Very glad that you are joining us here on the stream. Grant and Ryan, don't forget halftime and post-game as well. 34 Mexican Cantina. We were here on Wednesday and had a fabulous time. We're like, let's do this again. So that's exactly what we're doing. Come on down and hang out with us. It's really the food's great, the cocktails, the beverages, the margaritas. It's a great place to start off your weekend for Game 6, the Kings and the Warriors.
Come down and visit us at 34 Cantina. We are here again. It was awesome to be here the other night for Game 5. We are ready to have you down. Great food, like Grant said. But, yeah, early tip tonight. Game's getting ready to tip in about 30 minutes.
Absolutely. All right. I want to say thank you. I was at lunch today at Bennett's in Roseville with the one and only Jerry Reynolds. Don't forget Mother's Day. Make your reservations. Go to Bennett'sRestaurants.com. Now, Ryan, I'm going to give you one guess. What do you think I had for lunch today at Bennett's in Roseville?
Redfish.
Yes, I had redfish. Jerry had the salad with the chopped sirloin on it, which he said it was outstanding. Had a chance to talk to Brian, who was at the last game, and like he was heartbroken like everybody else.
Yeah.
But Brian grew up in the Bay Area, so it's kind of hard for Brian because he grew up a Warriors fan, but he's rooting for the Kings now. Let me watch me when I say this. Right, Brian? No, but Brian, he's like he's great. We had a great time with Brian and Jerry, and get down to Bennett's, Roseville, Sacramento, and they're coming to Rockland real soon. And again, do not forget about making your Mother's Day reservations. That's Bennett'sRestaurants.com. All right, let's get to the particulars. Give me one or two of your keys for this game.
The first key is shot making. It goes without saying. The Kings have to make shots. They have to take good shots. The second thing, Grant, Sabonis. Through this series, he is a minus 38. Can't have it. He's only had one game in the positive. Sabonis has to be a presence tonight.
He absolutely does. There's no question about that. Has to be there. Plain and simple. Absolutely does. All right. Again, what do you think? Your predictions. All right. We always do it at halftime, but do you think the Kings are going to be in this game with 5 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter? What do you think?
Yeah, I do, Grant. I think De'Aaron, now that he's played a game with that broken finger, fractured finger, he's kind of felt out what he can do, what he can't do, and maybe that makes him last a little bit longer throughout his minutes. But the Kings are going to hang in there. I really do, and I think Mike Brown is going to play the hot hand regardless of who it is and have a quick hook if you are not part of that group.
You're going to have it. You're going to have to quick hook. Guys that aren't playing, you got to get them off the floor. I personally don't see the Kings winning this game, and I believe that with 5 minutes left, this game will already be decided. I don't see them staying in this game for the duration. I mean, I just don't. They couldn't win at home in Game 5. I don't think they're going to win on the road in Game 6.
Well, they might surprise us. They haven't won a road game yet in this series. The Kings have been good on the road this series. And don't forget, short of that last run at the end of the season where the Kings basically sat most of their guys, the Kings have only lost 4 games in a row twice this season. And that the big time was at the beginning of the season. So I don't see them losing 4 in a row. It's going to be a tough battle, but I think you're going to get surprised tonight by what this team's going to do. So, all right, give us your predictions as well. We want to get you guys in here again. It is an early tip tonight, 5 o'clock down in San Francisco. We see Dubai checking in. Do we got some other internationals? I know Cambodia was checking in as well. Kings looking like they're going to go with the regular starting lineup tonight. Speaking of which, Kevin Herter, Grant.
Yep.
Kevin, how do you get him going offensively?
You can't. He's got to get himself going. It's not about the team getting him going. He's had open looks. He's got to make them. It's not up to anybody else. It's up to him. All right. He lacks confidence. It's very clear. And the Warriors are in his head. Klay Thompson is in his head. It's not up to the team to get Kevin Herter going. It's up to Kevin Herter to get himself going. He's a shooting guard in the NBA. Got to make shots.
Got to make shots indeed. Yeah, and he's working hard on both sides, but Klay definitely has given him a little bit of a run for his money. There's no doubt about that. How deep do you go with the shooting guard position tonight, Grant? Do you think you're going to see a Terrence Davis sighting?
Yeah. If Herter struggles early, absolutely. I don't think you can wait, Ryan. It's like a game 7 in baseball with a starting pitcher. If he doesn't have his A game, you got to get him off the mountain. You got to go to your bullpen. Mike Brown's got to go to the bullpen this game. He has to try everything because there is no tomorrow. So yeah, I would absolutely.
Definitely, and maybe throw some matchups out there that not Mike Brown, but the Warriors have not seen yet. Maybe try to confuse them a little bit, change a scheme here, maybe pick up full court. Now is the time to just put it all out there. Don't save anything for a possible game 7.
All right, don't forget New Works Plumbing, locally owned for over 20 years. New Works has a fix for you. Just go to sackserviceplumbing.com or call the number on your screen. New Works Plumbing, they've got a fix for you. Just understand, and I think you're spot on about what you're saying, but the Warriors have seen everything. You're not going to surprise the Warriors. You might get them off their game a little bit, but you're not going to be able to do anything that they have not seen before during this dynasty. Every team has tried to figure out how to stop this team, and nobody really has. Okay, so I don't think there are any surprises that Mike Brown's going to be able to serve up where the Warriors are not going to be ready to move on from that.
Yeah, you bring up a very good point. They have pretty much seen it all, but maybe there's some things they haven't seen this series that Mike Brown can, mix in there. Does it make a difference in the overall scheme of things? Maybe, maybe not. But now is the time to try what you can try.
Can the Kings win this game tonight? Yeah, of course they can win. Absolutely they can win. Yes, they can. But it's going to take a near perfect game. I mean, I don't think you're going to be able to play anything less than an A to an A-plus game and win. And this team has done it before. They've done it. They're going to have to do it again.
Well, here's what this team can do, and this has nothing to do with offense. Game 1, Game 2, the Kings played excellent defense. Almost looks like a different team out there on defense. This game tonight, that needs to return. The Kings need to really, really chase those guys around, get them uncomfortable, make Curry, make Thompson take tough shots, and limit them to only one shot. Do not give them second opportunities, because when they get second opportunities, they usually cash in on them.
All right. We appreciate all the messages coming in. So hit us up. And don't forget, we'll be here at halftime and postgame as well. Everyone says this guy's got to play well. That guy's got to play well. Everyone's got to play well. You're playing the defending world champs on their floor in a closeout game. Every player needs to do what they're capable of doing. That's how you win a game like this. You don't win a game like this with 3 or 4 guys not getting the job done.
Yeah, you can't have any holes in the starting lineup, that's for sure. We've been seeing donuts for at least one person through the first half, almost the entire series. Can't happen, and you've got to have a game where the bench is coming out and picking up the starters, if not outplaying the starters at times.
And you got to stay close in the fourth quarter, and with 5 minutes left, you got to steal the game. That's how you win on the road in a game like this. Stay close, don't get blown out, and then with 5 minutes left, you get the job done. That's the strategy tonight on the road. Keep this game close. Do not get blown out and steal it at the end. And then you go back to Sunday on Game 7. It's anybody's game.
Yeah, it is anybody's game. And I agree with you there, Grant, that you do have to stay close. The one thing that I would say is this could be one of those games where the Kings do not lead. If there is a road to victory, it could be they do not lead really at all through this game. And then right there at the end, like Grant said, they steal it, they get to the line, whatever it could be. But a win is a win, and just put yourself in the place to have that opportunity to steal a game and win a game. As my partner keeps freezing up, we'll try to get the
That's all right.
IT going. All right. So yeah, we got to make sure that they're taking advantage of every opportunity they're given today.
See what happens anytime I compliment the Warriors or say they're going to win, I get frozen. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There you go. There you go. I think too, Grant. The other thing that can't happen tonight is you can't have Wiggins have a big game and Draymond have a big game. No. Curry's going to have a big game probably. Clay will have a decent game, but you can't have the guys around them excel. So,
all right.
Anyways,
my internet's coming in and out. Ryan's is good. I guess he's got a better laptop than I do. So bear with us. But you're right. I mean, Wiggins has been very good. If Draymond Green plays tonight the way he did in Game 5, the Warriors are going to win the game.
Yes, they will. Yes, there's no doubt about that. But, in Game 1 and 2, Draymond didn't play bad. Obviously, Draymond got ejected in one of those games. But the Warriors were not getting the second chance opportunities that they have been getting in the last couple games. That has to be limited. And that's Looney as well.
That's exactly right. All right, what about Davion Mitchell, Gary Payton in their roles tonight? What do you think?
Davion, I think, needs to relax a little bit on offense, take the shots that are wide open, don't force the issue. Defensively, Davion will be Davion. Gary Payton, you got to handle his pressure, and you got to find a way, if they're going to stick him on Fox at times, to get the ball out of Fox's hands and get Fox open in other ways, because I'm not sure with that finger Fox can sustain that ball handling and that type of pressure.
Do you think that Mitchell's shot selection was poor, or do you think he just missed shots?
I don't think it was poor. I think he missed shots. I think that he was a little bit quicker to pull the trigger, though. Mike Brown was really, really telling the guys, let it fly, let it fly. But, maybe for a guy like that, if you're not making your shots, because he started off well, hit those two, and then I think he was 0 for 6 after that from behind the line. Make that extra pass. Get it to somebody else like Monk.
Going to have to make the extra pass. I've been talking every game about assist to turnover ratio. It's got to be in the range of 30 plus and less than 14. How's that sound for you?
I think that's exactly right, Grant.
Yep, absolutely. All right, again, if you want to get in on the chat line, do so. And I'm very happy to block people as well, so keep that in mind. And let's hope the Kings can get some blocks tonight around the basket and get some extra possessions.
Yeah, and that's one thing that has been missing from their recipe the last couple games. And when they have gotten second chances, they've turned the ball over. They've made bad decisions. So it goes back to what Grant just said, assist to turnovers when you get those second chances.
Absolutely. All right. What do you think the score? We always ask at halftime, but I'm going to throw it out right now. What do you think the score is going to be tonight?
I am sticking by. I think the Kings win. It's going to be a last-second win. They are not going to have big leads at all throughout the game. I'm going to say Kings 121, Warriors 119.
All right, I think the Warriors are going to win this game tonight, 126 to 112. I don't think the game's going to be close in the fourth quarter. I think the Warriors are ready for the kill. I think the Kings had their best chance in Game 5. They don't have a point guard that it's 100%. They've got too many players that have been inconsistent, and I don't see that just all of a sudden everyone's going to start being the players that they were. I just haven't seen enough consistency, and with De'Aaron Fox's status still unknown in terms of how productive he can be throughout the game, I think the Warriors are ready for the kill, and I think the Kings are running into a very difficult situation tonight.
It is going to be a very difficult situation, but you know what? I think this team has been in those situations sometimes earlier in this season in big games. So we'll see if they can pull one out of their hat and get back to the Game 1, Game 2 antics.
Yeah, I am very serious. You think I'm on the air like making up stuff? I'm very serious. I actually almost hit the final score in Game 5. I missed by 1 point. All right. It doesn't mean I'm going to be right here. I was wrong in games 1 and 2, so I'm very capable of being wrong. But I'm also giving you my prediction. I'm not rooting against the Kings. I'm not saying, gee, you guys suck. I'm just giving you what I think is going to happen. I think
Yeah.
this is going to be a very, very hard game for the Kings to win. Doesn't mean they can't win it. I just don't like their chances. I just don't think that they're going to win the game.
Let's say the Warriors get up 12-14 in the first half. Do you think that's something the Kings in this version can come back from?
Yes, absolutely. They've come back from every deficit they've had. Look at what happened in game 4, right?
Yeah.
They were down by 9 going into the fourth quarter. Well, within 3 minutes, they had the lead. So big leads don't bother me. The Kings can come back from any deficit. That doesn't concern me. They're skilled enough. They shoot well enough when they're on. That doesn't concern me if you're down by 10 in the first quarter or you're down by 10 in the third quarter. Being down by 10 with 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter concerns me.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the last couple games, they've been down 10 going into the fourth quarter, basically 10 or 9 points. And they did battle back both times, but ultimately, it did not come in their favor.
I picked the Warriors to win this series in 6 before it started, and I think they are going to win it in 6. I hope I'm wrong. I would love to see a Game 7 here Sunday in Sacramento. I mean, can you imagine what this atmosphere in this town would be like over the weekend?
There'd be a lot of second mortgages for people trying to go to the game. For sure.
Yeah, there sure would. Well, I don't know about that. I mean, I could say if Andrew Wiggins had made that corner 3, that wasn't really any different than the shot that Harrison Barnes had.
Yeah, it's a great point, Grant. We'll have a little fun here. When did this series turn? Is there a moment in this series where you felt like it flipped on its head?
Yeah. I thought in game 3, the series turned when the Kings had an opportunity to beat the Warriors without Draymond Green and without GP2, and they lost and they weren't competitive. And I thought that's where the series turned. I thought that's where the Kings lost this series. I thought they lost, and again, they haven't lost it yet, but assuming they do, I think that game 3 you can point to. They had the table set. You had won games 1 and 2. You had no Draymond. You had no GP2, and you got beat badly. That's where I think the series turned.
Yeah, I'm with you. And it's not so much that they lost that game 3, it's how they lost that game 3. That's what turned it to.
All right. Again, we are grateful that you are here. If you want to hit us up on the chat line, we will try to get to your messages. Don't forget about Fosters and Paws. Told you they have a lot of puppies available for adoption. Go to fostersandpaws.org, and maybe you can get a puppy home this weekend. They're a group of animal advocates. They do a great job. Go to fostersandpaws.org. We are about 20 minutes away from tip-off. The Kings, the Warriors, Game 6. Will we have a Game 7 on Sunday? Coming up after this game, we have the Lakers and the Grizzlies. You think that series is going back to Memphis?
No, I think that one's done. Lakers move on tonight, Grant. How about you?
I do. I think both series are over tonight. I mean, I do think that in a closeout game, playing against these type of players, Steph Curry makes me very nervous for this game. That makes me very nervous. Klay Thompson in these type of games normally plays huge. I thought Klay was excellent in Game 5. He has destroyed Kevin Huerter. Kevin Huerter's got to respond. He's got to play better if the Kings, to me, are going to win. Now, I know they have a bench. Maybe you go Terrence Davis but I'm expecting Kevin Huerter at some point to look like the guy we had in the regular season. I haven't really seen it yet.
Yeah, one thing we know about Kevin, it can flip like that. So it needs to happen. As far as Terrence Davis goes, yeah, maybe there could be a little spark offensively, but when he got minutes in this series defensively, he was terrible.
Yeah.
So that's the other side of the coin with him getting those minutes.
It's a great point. Absolutely. Again, we are at 34 Mexican Cantina. Coming down and see us. We will be here throughout the game, and Ryan and I will be doing halftime and post-game as well. Jerry Reynolds, I had lunch with him today at Bennett's. He's going to be coming on and joining us during the post-game show as well. This has been a hell of a season. Doesn't mean it's going to end tonight, but here you are playing at the end of April, and other than Game 3, you battled the Warriors tooth for tooth, and you still have a chance in this series. It's pretty amazing the season that the Kings have had. It really is.
Yeah, it is, Grant. I mean, this series just has taken the national scene by storm. A lot of people are feeling this; they're not going to see a better playoff series than this as the playoffs go on. But the Kings have had a hell of a season. Let's put a cherry on top of it and
Yep,
give the fans a Game 7 and have a chance to win.
that would be incredible to have a seventh game in Sacramento. And as you said, you might have to get a second mortgage for your home to get tickets for that game.
Holy moly! Can you imagine? Whew.
Holy moly, Jim Bob Bowley. Where's Jerry Reynolds when I need him, right?
Oh my goodness. All right, guys, get your predictions in. What are you guys thinking? We've got a few of them. Everybody seems to be saying Kings other than Grant, but if you think it's the Warriors, put it in there. Let us know.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I understand you're picking the Kings. I just don't think they're going to win. Doesn't mean I don't want them to win. It doesn't mean I don't want you fans to be happy.
Yeah.
We got Kings winning in overtime. We got Kings winning 123 to 121.
Okay.
We've got 124 to 113, 128 to 117 or 127, 127 to 123. Waggis is here, checking in. Waggis, the Kings could play the starting team from the Stockton Kings, and he would pick the Kings to win this game. We got Sea Dog, got the Kings winning in a low-scoring game, 111 to 107. I don't think the Kings can win a low-scoring game. I don't see that. I think in order for the Kings to win, they're going to have to be around the 130 mark. I don't see them being able to win a game, Sea Dog, with that low of a scoring. That would really surprise me because I think the Warriors are going to score at least 120 in this game.
But Grant, I mean, we have seen that this series to a degree. These teams have been in the low 90s in the fourth quarter because the Kings were playing great defense and the Warriors weren't making shots. So I could actually see that happening.
All right, we got the Warriors will win this. No score prediction. Understand. We got another overtime, 130. Overtime would be unbelievable. 131. I'll sign up for that right now. Overtime. I would sign up for that right now.
I would sign up for it, but just to see an entertaining overtime, but I don't think that benefits the Kings. A game going to overtime in Golden State.
Maybe. Maybe. All right, I want to tell you about Gold Country Veterinary Hospital serving Auburn, the foothills, and the Sacramento area. They do it all. I mean, they're incredible. They are urgent care, all kinds of surgeries from ACL. They do dentistry. They are top shelf when it comes to pain management protocol. They do the spay, neuter, everything. I mean, it's amazing what they do at Gold Country Veterinary Hospital. All you got to do, call that number on your screen, located in Auburn. That's Gold Country Veterinary Hospital. All right, so happy that everyone is joining us here. We're a little more than 10 minutes away from tip-off. Sacramento, Golden State. Will we be talking about Game 7 on the post-game show? That would be something if the Kings can go and win. We know they can play on the road. They won 25 freaking games on the road this year. But the Warriors, including winning games 3 and 4, have now won 35 out of 43 games at home this year. Don't just make believe that's not a factor. The Warriors play really, really good on their home floor.
Yes, they do. Hopefully, this can be one of those 7 and actually make it 8. We'll see. And Zionity, I'm not sure if that's how you say your name. The Kings have lost 4 in a row this season to start the season and then also at the end of the season.
That's right. Absolutely. And I would love to be able to talk about a Game 7. Are you kidding me? Yes, indeed. I mean, that'd be great. All right, so I said assist to turnovers. You're thinking 3-pointers, right?
Yeah, and when I say 3-pointers, it's just not making them. It's shot selection. They can't just start hooking up threes. They've got to get inside out on the Warriors, which they have not done all series.
Well, the first quarter in Game 5, the Kings couldn't miss, right? And then we went to the quarter break, and it's like the Kings couldn't make a 3 the rest of the game. I've never seen anything like that. They couldn't miss in the first quarter, and then at the start of the second quarter, they could not make a 3. That was unbelievable.
Well, Grant, some of the guys that were making those threes didn't take another shot after the first quarter. What about Keegan Murray?
Yep. I don't get that. I don't get that at all. I really don't. Somebody says this is great. Patrick in New York. Sunday doubleheader. Knicks at 10 and the Kings at 1 p.m. Let's go.
Yeah,
I think everyone here would sign up for that, Patrick. You know,
absolutely.
I think everyone here would sign up for that. I don't think anybody would go, no. Yeah, let's have a basketball game on a 90-degree day in Sacramento on a Sunday. I think you have everyone signing up for that. Absolutely.
Yes, indeed.
What do you think for Fox tonight? What do you think his numbers are going to be?
I think De'Aaron's going to be right around where he was
Okay.
last game, and it's going to be everybody else around him that's got to pick it up a little bit. I think probably 24, I'm going to say 24 and 6 would probably be where he's at. Keep him away from the rebounds as much as possible with that finger.
Any other, try to get Draymond Green to do something stupid. That's not hard, but I mean, try to antagonize him, try to get him to get a technical, maybe get another technical. You get him off the floor, it's going to make your job a heck of a lot easier. And we all know that he's susceptible to that.
Absolutely. And everybody that's saying he should have been teed up last game, De'Aaron almost got tossed out. Tony Brothers, caught himself. Yep. So you got to look at the broad picture there.
Well, here's the other issue. De'Aaron Fox used the F word at Tyler Ford while the game was going on. Draymond was at a dead ball situation, and we don't know if he was cursing at the official. And Tony Brothers obviously didn't put the stop signal up, which allowed Draymond to talk. So, you always have to factor that in. You can't really hear what's going on. We know what Fox said. We could read his lips. He said it twice to Tyler Ford. That's an automatic technical foul. And as you said, Tony Brothers was getting ready to hit him up with another tee and stop, and rightfully so. That would have been wrong for Fox to get kicked out of the game there.
Yeah, that can you imagine Sacramento if that would have happened? Oh, God. My gosh. That conspiracy 2.0.
Well, David Guthrie is the crew chief tonight. He's a hell of a referee. I think he's one of the very best in the NBA. All right, some final thoughts before we get to tip-off?
Hey, you know what, everybody? Just enjoy this game. Don't be sitting there biting your nails. Don't, be all freaked out, changing the bobblehead direction. Sit back, enjoy, and enjoy this team.
You know what? Spot on. Spot on. I agree. Enjoy the game. This has been one heck of a season. Doesn't mean it's going to end tonight, but just understand what you're watching. You're watching the Kings and the Warriors.
You're watching the Kings and the Warriors in an epic first-round series, and maybe what's the beginning of a rivalry. So anyways, thank you so much for joining the post-game or pre-game show. We will be back at halftime. Join Grant and I at halftime. Go Kings. See you then.